Morning, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm going to talk really fast because there's a short amount of time. So I'm Peter Corbett. I'm the CEO of iStrategyLabs. You can find me, Corbett3000, on Twitter. Really passionate about doing things smarter, better, faster, cheaper. I'm not really sure why. It's just something that I'm really into. Maybe it's because I'm a total geek, but that's something we share together. One of those things that we figured out to do smarter, better, faster, cheaper was developing IT infrastructure for the DC government through something called Apps for Democracy. The quick backstory: when Vivek was the CTO of DC, he said we needed a better way to make our massive data catalog more useful for the citizens, visitors, and businesses of DC. And that catalog has somewhere around, I think, 240 data feeds, everything from real-time crime information, school test scores, juvenile arrests, Hansen service requests, etc. So he said, well, what would you do? And I said, well, there's that 1.0 way. It's the way it's done now. You find a big contractor, you do a big RFP, it takes a couple of years, it takes a lot of money, but there's probably a better way. And that better way would be, what if we took open data, combined it with open source technology, added citizen talent, and incentivized them with a little bit of fame and fortune to see what would result. That fame and fortune piece, the first time around last year, we had a press conference with the mayor, a lot of buzz generated in the blogs and in different media, and about $20,000 in a prize pool. This past year, we had $35,000 similarly. So that first year, 47 web, iPhone, Facebook apps created at an estimated value of $2.3 million to the city, costing them $50,000, which is somewhere around a 4,000% ROI. iPhone apps for, based on your geolocation, finding the next trains coming in and out of DC, finding a better place to catch the metro, marinas, libraries, gas stations, etc. iLive.at won a gold medal, which kind of centers the world around you, shows you whether or not there's been recent homicides, sexual abuses, robberies, but it also shows you where the nearby hospitals are, police stations, etc. And also correlates census data to show you a little bit of the composition of that neighborhood. So if you're going to move, you can say, well, I want a neighborhood with a lot of single people in it or a lot of married people because I like to, mingle with people who have a similar lifestyle to me. Subsequent innovation spawned off of this contest. So the developers who built iLive.at went on to build something called Are You Safe DC, which is also Are You Safe Sacramento and a number of other cities. Basically, on your iPhone, you can see whether or not you've walked into an area that has a little bit different threat level. Right, so you can see on the right, these are actually screenshots from my phone when I had my car towed a little while back, and it got progressively worse as I walked, so I kept, classic moment. I wonder if I'm safe. I've got an app for that. Sort of silly. Anyway, also Stumble Safely, which is really interesting, creates a heat map of liquor licenses in the district and correlates crime data with those liquor licenses, and as you can see, there's a correlation. The MPD actually enjoyed that app and thought it was interesting to see the city map that way. Park at DC, everyone I think can relate to, if you're a DC denizen, the challenge of finding places to park, but also broken parking meters. So this map, the big black meters are broken parking meters. What we found was that the average time it took to fix a meter was about 6 days, and the contract with the city for that vendor is supposed to be 24 hours. So when you do data correlation, you start to map it, you start to see, well, who's actually underperforming? Who do we call? So Chris Willey is the interim CTO of DC, and he picked up the mantle, picked up the torch to run this community edition that we just wrapped up. They wanted to build the world's first Open 311 API and have applications developed by citizens based on that. So we reached out to the community, listened to what they had to say. There were some around 5,500 votes in this system. A lot of interesting things. If you go to insights.appsfordemocracy.org, you'll see that. So the winners of this competition, we just announced on Friday, an iPhone plus Facebook plus web application for submitting service requests to the city. So if you go to the iPhone App Store, type DC311, you can download this app today. This is a quick screenshot of if you're submitting a pothole to the city. So you hit your GPS location, you take a picture of it, snap the photo, that's the pothole. People are really passionate about potholes, actually, and that's why we keep referencing it. And then there's a Facebook app, and I think a really interesting thing about this is socializing city services. So we feel like, I want to be a part of this leaderboard. I'm the guy that's submitting the most potholes. Why? I don't know. It's a little psychological trick, but how do you get citizens engaged in their government? And so I'm number 7 here right now. I'm gunning for number 1. Anyway, and Fix My City DC is that web app piece that is a really slick Ruby on Rails application for doing app requests to the city. So all this stuff is being implemented by the city to be a citizen-developed Open 311 system that will replace Motorola's system by, I think, at the end of the month. And I'm running out of time here. So where's all this stuff going? Apps for Democracy is happening in a number of places. The idea is if we have open data standards on a municipal level, an app gets built once, spreads everywhere, and there's an open application ecology that we all can benefit from. So these app contests happen. The greatest ones go into an app ecology. They're gardened, and they're popped out to other municipalities. Thank you.